Okay, good day everyone. My name is Andy. I am a master student in the program of Business Administration, majoring International Business Management at the Faculty of Business Administration and Accountancy, or broadly known as Konkan Business School, Konkan University, Thailand. On this occasion, I am going to present the last three books chapters of The Network is Your Customer, Five Strategies to Thrive in a Digital Age, a book by David Rogers. Okay, on the previous presentation, my friends already explained very well the introduction of this book. In the part one, a new model for customer in digital age, and the main dish in the part two, or the 4 or 5 strategies to thrive with customer networks, and they have been explained in chapter 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now I will explain chapter 7, collaborate, involve your customer at every stage of your enterprise, the last strategy of customer networks, and also the part 3 of this book, leadership and the customer network focus organization, which is consisting of 2 chapters. Chapter 8, talking about planning and executing a complete customer network strategy, and chapter 9, creating the customer network focus organization. Now we are turning on chapter 7, collaborate, involve your customer at every stage of your enterprise. Okay. The fifth customer network strategy for business is the collaborate strategy, means to invite customer to help build and drive our enterprise. On this book, there are many real stories from various business and organizations that show successfulness of collaborate strategy in the digital era. This strategy had proven beneficial in the working of operating system like Linux, online encyclopedia like Wikipedia, fashion industry, Threadless, news media, CNN, even for political purpose in Barack Obama president campaign, and mobile phone application in Apple. And the first landmark case of network collaboration was the Linux operating system. Linux is an open source operating system developed not by a company but by thousands of programmers collaborating around the world who contribute their time and effort to this program for free. It started by Linus Torvald in 1991 and then developed by thousands of software developers around the world. Linux was created with no cost and is free to use to anyone. And the second example is Wikipedia, the free online encyclopedia that started in 2001, took network collaboration and made it mainstream. Wikipedia will quickly become one of the 10 most frequently visited sites on the web. Just as important, Wikipedia is a project that anyone can contribute to by editing or creating their own articles. We can use information we have about any particular article to add to or improve the site. And now Wikipedia has over 200 languages working on this site, which with its English language site offering article on vastly more topics than any printed encyclopedia in human history. Linux and Wikipedia were both non-profit efforts where the collaborator worked for free. But their success raised the question of whether collaboration in customer networks could be used by profit organization. Okay, the first proof that it could be used in a profit organization was from the teaser company Threadless. It's launched in 2000. Threadless reinvented the concept of a clothing company by inviting its customer to collaborate in every stage of the enterprise, from product design to the marketing and sales. In the fashion industry that usually expends significant costs on product development, Threadless operates with almost no product development cost and has a 100% success rate for all its new products because it prints only the t-shirt its customer have chosen in advance. And by 2008, the company had grown into a $30 million business with a 30% profit margin. And also network collaboration can be used to generate not just a product, but also ongoing service or process. like in CNN. Starting in 2006, CNN proved this can be applied in the field of news gathering. With its program CNN E-Report, the channel invites viewers to contribute ground-level journalism by uploading photos, videos, and eyewitness reports from anywhere in the world. And by inviting thousands of citizen journalists around the world, CNN has expanded the reach of its news gathering from the level of national and regional bureaus down to the street level, eyes and ears. And collaborative strategy can be used for political purpose as well, like in Barack Obama's presidential campaign in 2008 and in 2012. His campaign, by using the strategy, not only successfully raised millions of dollars through its own BarackObama.com network, but it is also made a point of mobilizing millions of supporters on the network that they were already using, including Facebook and MySpace. And this collaboration strategy made Barack Obama won the presidential election at the time. And the last example of profitable collaboration is Apple iPhone's application store. After the initial launch of the iPhone in 2007, independent software developers recognized its potential as a mobile computing device and began coding program for the iPhone. With the launch of the second iPhone in 2008, at this time, Apple invited the outside developers to build programs or applications for the iPhone and arrange for the application to be sold in an official application store. And within a year, the developers had created more than 80,000 customized applications for the iPhone, ranging from popular games like Tetris to Oracle business software for tracking finance and manufacturing. More than a billion applications were downloaded at the same year, with sales on the paid application estimated in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay. Collaborating is the fifth core behavior of customer networks. From these stories, when networked customers collaborate, they choose to participate in real work, like organizing footer events, writing software codes, raising money, reporting breaking news, designing t-shirts, or writing encyclopedia articles. This kind of network collaboration provides a powerful opportunity for business and organization of all types to work with their customers to achieve their goals. Okay, as I explained in the previous slide, collaborative strategy is used to invite customers to help build and drive our enterprise. This can be done by inviting customers to work together on a project or by inviting them to take a piece of the project to work on independently. But customer might participate for a range of motivation. We have to understand this, like from curiosity, personal passion, or deeply held social values to a desire for status, fame, or financial rewards. By inviting customer networks to participate in our project, a collaborative strategy can help our organization achieve key business objectives, including increasing efficiency, extending marketing and communication, expanding the capacity for innovation, and building deep audience engagement and support. So, before applying the collaborative strategy in our organization, we have to understand the motivation of our participant so we can get maximum benefit of this strategy. Okay, but although there have been notable success stories, attempts to replicate them in the other organization have often demonstrated the challenge and limitation of network collaboration. Like several imitators of Threadless have failed, including one launched by Threadless' own parent company that tried to enlist customers to design products other than t-shirts. So in order for a collaborative strategy to succeed, it needs to begin with understanding of several issues, like what are the key technology used for network collaboration, what mix of motivation will inspire outsider to contribute to our enterprise, how we can divide a project into pieces for collaborators to tackle, and how much expertise will they need to participate. And finally, who will make the final decision on the project now that we have opened up to our network as partners. And all of this question will be tried to be answered in the next slide. First things to consider is technologies. A variety of digital tools have emerged recently that can assist in the group collaboration. Each brings its own capabilities and may be suitable to solving different problems. Collaborative office software such as Google Document allow users to perform the tasks of typical office software like word processing, spreadsheet, databases, and presentation design in collaborative environment. Based on the web, this type of software can allow a team to work together on a single shared document. Even we can do editing at the same time while working at computers in remote area. Uh, Other digital tools are effective in organizing in-person and face-to-face gatherings for collaboration, such as Meetup.com. It started in 2001 with the aim of using the internet to help people connect not just in virtual chat rooms, but locally and in person. More than 6 million members use Meetup to create or join groups and even organize around professional networking, professional interest, or politics. And another popular social network like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube have incorporated event organizing features as well. The second thing to consider is motivation. Besides providing the right tools or platform for collaboration to take place, or any organization must ask what will motivate its customer network to participate. Why would anyone contribute an article to Wikipedia, news footage to CNN report, a t-shirt design to Treatless, and this question, in some cases, customer might be motivated by curiosity, personal interest, or deeply held social values, as I explained before in the previous slide. And in other cases, they have more commercial goals or a desire for personal benefit. But the biggest cause of failure in network collaboration is likely a misunderstanding of the customer's motivation. And according to Thomas Malone, Robert Lobecker, and Chris Santos de la Rocas of MIT Centers for Collective Intelligence, they describe the motivation for network collaboration as love, glory, and money. The third things to consider is slicing the problem and slicing the growth. Another key issue in developing a collaborative strategy is to understand whether and how to divide up the tasks at hand. The key to a collaborative project like Wikipedia or the Linux operating system is that the core tasks can be divided into many very small tasks that can each be tackled independently by others. The ability to divide a collaborative project into smaller parts, which Jeff Howe calls modularity, is not essential, but it is an important and defining aspect of many collaborative strategy. Okay, and the last things to consider is the bottom is not enough. Much of the excitement around network collaboration stems from a belief in the power of bottom-up thinking and the infallible wisdom of networks. However, numerous examples show the shortcoming of this belief. Network collaboration still requires top-down leadership and vision to be successful. In an example, in Obama presidential campaign, Obama supporters were given independence and initiative to carry out a great many tasks on the MIBO network, but it was the Obama campaign, the the administrator of Obama campaigns that set the goals of the project and carefully steer the group's range of action. Okay. Okay, in designing a strategy to collaborate, an organization needs to decide which function it will control from the top and which it will let to go bottom up. Sometimes there are different stages where work might be generated by participants and then evaluated or edited by the organizers. Next is 5 approach to collaborate strategy. No single model for network collaboration will fit all objectives, organization, or customer. In order for a collaborative strategy to work, the organization needs to find an approach that suits its goals, as well as those of the participant. There are 5 approaches to a collaborative strategy as shown by the left figure. First is passive contribution. Participants agree to contribute to a project via action that they are already taking. The second is active contribution, which is each participant actively contributes work to part of a large project. The third is open competition, which are many participants create their own solution to a single project, competing to be chosen as best. And the fourth is define platform. Each participant builds his or her own project on the platform, but the project type is narrowly defined. And the last is open platform, where each participant builds his or her own project on the platform with wide latitude for what the project will be. The first 3 of these are project-based approach to collaboration, in which the organizer defines the scope of what will be done. Like Wikipedia saying, we are building an encyclopedia, so please help us. And the last 2 listed are platform-based approach to collaboration, in which the organizer creates a foundation on which others can initiate their own project and contribution. Like like Apple application store, Apple was saying that we have a touchscreen pocket computer, so create any program you can imagine for it. Each of these approaches is marked by different characteristic elements, including the type of motivation for participant, the modularity of the project, the breadth versus expertise required of participant, and the mix of top-down versus bottom-up decision-making. And in addition, the different approaches tend to have very level of interaction among participants and different ownership of the final result of the collaboration. Okay, this is the collaborate approach based on the project base, and it's with its example, definition, motivation for participant, modularity of the project, breadth versus expertise of the participant, decision making, top versus bottom up, and so on. Okay, but this first is we will talk about the passive contribution. In passive contribution, the motivation for participants is usually either that they enjoy contributing or they feel obliged to opt in because they benefit from the shared information. The shared project for passive contribution must be divisible into discrete pieces because large numbers of participants are needed. This collaboration should require little or no expertise to join. Because of their passive nature, all decisions such as how to manage the data or results are made by the organizer. And there is little or no interaction among participants. The result of the collaboration are owned by organizer. although they may make it freely for public. And the second is active contribution. In the second approach to network collaboration, participants actively contribute a piece of work to a single large collective project, such as building an encyclopedia, running presidential campaign, or providing image and reporting breaking news. Wikipedia, Barack Obama Network, and CNN e-report are example of an active contribution approach to collaborate. In active contribution, participants may be motivated primarily by the opportunity for recognition and fame, such as being seen on air in CNN e-reports, or they may participate more from a belief in the value of the project, like Wikipedia. Interaction between participants may vary from none to many. The result of the collaboration are owned by the organizer, although they may be made freely for public. For example, Wikipedia license its content under Creative Commons and GNU free documentation. And the last approach of based on project based is open competition. The third approach of the collaborative strategy is the open competition. In this approach, the project to be tackled is not easily broken down into smaller pieces that can be given to different contributors. It must be tackled in its entirety by one person or team. The motivation for participants in an open competition is mainly the chance to win, which might bring with it significant money and usually combined with public recognition. In open competition, the project does not need to be divisible into parts because the same project is given to all participants to work on in parallel. And typically, the organizer decides who wins in a competition. However, the decision might be made by participants in case where they have enough information to decide and the feasibility of the winning solution is not an issue. For example, customer voting on the winning t-shirt designed for Threadless, where the cost of producing one t-shirt versus another is not an issue. And participants in open competition usually work individually or in teams. Okay, and next collaborate approach is based on platform based. First is the finite platform. The finite platforms are those that provide clear specification of what others can build on top of them. For example, eBay is a great example for this defined platform. On eBay, anyone can set up an item for auction or sale to be delivered by email. And another example is YouTube. Anyone can upload videos to share. The power of defined platforms lies in their simplicity, which limits make possible. Because simplicity is a key value in spreading new products, service, and behavior through customer networks. In defined platforms, the motivation for participants may be primarily based on money, and the modularity is not an issue for collaboration in platforms, as participant is design their own project and complete them in entirety. Okay. The last is open platforms. The fifth and the final approach to collaboration strategy is the open platform. In open platform, the range of possible projects by collaborators is not narrowly defined. For example, Apple and Android are an open platform because, unlike YouTube, the organizer does not know what kinds of project others will build on its platform. Participant motivation and interaction are similar on open platforms, as it lack of modularity And however, open platform usually attract a narrow set of participants because an open platform requires more technical skill to participate, such as programming skill. And typically, the organizer still plays a gatekeeper role and requires a revenue share or service fee from participants. And however, in some cases, the platform's organizer takes no financial cut and allows participants to join in without an approval process. In this case, the primary objective is for participants to build projects that add value to the underlying platform, which the organizer owns. The critical difference in open platforms, however, is freedom and flexibility that they allow collaborators. Okay. Network collaboration will continue to play an especially large role in the future of nonprofit organizations due to their ability to inspire passion and commitment to dearly held causes. For profit business will need to find careful ways to balance value creation for the enterprise with appropriate rewards and motivation for the network collaborators. The desire The desire to collaborate with others on collective project is one of the greatest potential opportunities of customer networks. Collaborative strategy can help us to tap into knowledge, skill, expertise, and enthusiasm of our networking customer. But whatever the whatever the approach we use, like I explained in previous slide, it is important to be sure that we are creating value for all parties. A successful collaboration cannot be just about our organization and its needs. We have to make sure that we understand the values, wants, and motivation of our networks, and also be flexible in leading any network collaboration and be ready to follow or lead it in a new direction. By inviting customers to collaborate with our organization on vital and important projects, we can harness their talents and energies while building a closer relationship. This collaborative strategy is the last of 5 strategies that any organization or business can use to thrive with customer networks. Okay, now we are moving to part 3 of this book, and we will discuss chapter 8, planning and executing a complete customer network strategy. These chapters provide a management process for strategy planning and implementation that can be applied to any organization. Okay, as we have been discussed the 5 core strategy for customer networks, which are access, engage, customize, connect, and collaborate, can be used by companies and organizations of all kinds and size to build more fruitful relationship with customers and to drive such key business objectives such as differentiation, product differentiation, customer loyalty, sales efficiency, brand building, and innovation capacity. But no two organizations will apply these strategies in precisely the same way. Every company with different types and size also has very different customers. So they possess different organizational skill as well and strength. And they have to contend with very different sets of competitors. So a key challenge for any organization, therefore, is how to plan and implement a complete customer network strategy in a way that best match its specific business. Any organization that is serious about customer networks will want to develop an overall customer network strategy that is a broad plan that includes one or more of the 5 core strategy of access, engage, customize, connect, and collaborate, and is matched to the specific needs of the organization or business. So the key question of designing overall strategy are first is where do you begin and what goals should you set for your project. The second is how should you match your strategy to your customer needs and to your business and brand. And the third is how do you decide which of the 5 core strategy to deploy and how to connect them to one another. Which division of your business do you need to involve in executing the strategy successfully? And the last is how do you sell your project to upper management? And if you move ahead, how do you know if your project is working? Okay, the 5-step customer network strategy planning process, as presented below, answer the previous question. The previous question and can be used by any organization to guide the development and successful execution of an overall customer network strategy designed to meet the needs of its business. This process includes step 1, setting objective by defining key outcomes for your organization that your strategy will aim to achieve. The second step is segmentation and positioning by understanding your customers and the network behavior, as well as your brand positioning, and to provide the foundation for any new strategy. Step 3, strategy selection and ideation by selecting which of the 5 core strategies to include and understanding how to fit them to your business, your customer, your competitors, and your objectives. And the step 4 is execution by enlisting the right team to carry out your strategy across functional disciplines, from research and development to operation, customer-facing service, outbound communication, and top-level leadership. And the last step is measurement by putting metrics in place that can measure the result of your project against the objective you define in the first step. Metric should measure the strategy's impact and return on investment, as well as what is working and why, in order to improve and build the customer network strategy. Okay, we will discuss these 5 strategy one by one in the next slide. Okay, first is setting objective. The first step to developing and executing an overall customer network strategy is to identify our primary objectives. For example, are we undertaking this initiative to build our brand and increase loyalty among repeat customers, or to generate more leads and improve online sellers, to lower our customer service costs, or by defining the objective upfront, we can ensure that the development of our customer network strategy will focus on achieving real impact for our organization. Objectives that have been achieved by this and other customer network strategy range across the domains of innovation, marketing, sales, communication, and operation. Okay. The second step is in planning and executing an overall customer network strategy is to understand who your customer are, how they are participating in networks, and what your brand positioning. In customer profile, we focus on understanding our customer demographics, such as their age, sex, income, geography, and so on, and pertinent psychographics like interests, social values, popular activities, and self-identity. And in technology use profile, it is critical that business examine their values, their behaviors, and their technology adoption in customer networks. Is your customer segment more focused on using network to connect socially with friends, to solve problems for their family, or to meet goals in their professional life? Which new media have they adopted and how actively do they use them? And the last part of this step is brand assessment. In addition to understanding our customers, it is critical to start with a clear understanding of your brand and what it means to them before developing a customer network strategy. Strong brands communicate and deliver a clear promise to customer, whether it is an experience or a more functional value proposition. And like strong brands have powerful message of the art decor. For example, Nike said Nike is athletic aspiration. Like his slogan is just do it. Apple is your digital life made easy. Starbucks, author space to relax between work and home. And SAP, making your business as best run business. Okay, the third step in customer network strategy planning is where manager must decide which of the 5 core strategy to pursue, develop specific ideas for new innovation and initiative, and then select which of these to include in their final plan. First is strategic decision question. In selecting from the 5 core strategies, from access, engage, customize, connect, and collaborate, we will want to explore and answer a set of key decisions. The first question is which of the 5 core strategy will prioritize for your own organization. The second decision question is should you focus on only one strategy, on a few, or on a holistic approach that encompasses all 5. The third is should the strategy be connected or separate? And the last is in what sequence should the strategy be developed or launched? And the second part of the strategy of this step is mapping your strategies to your customer, your organization, and your competitors. Once you have selected one or more of the 5 core strategy to focus on, you will need to understand how you will implement them. To do so, you should map the selected strategy against your own customer needs, organizational capabilities, and competitive environment. Any customer network strategy must be developed to match the needs of your identified customer segment. And the last is ideation and selection of concept. Ideation, or the gathering of new ideas, should continue in a formal process led by designer, engineers, and marketers from various divisions in your organization. Ideation should draw on your greatest insight into your customer values and needs, as well as careful benchmarking of other companies. Your ideation process should be wide open and yield a wide variety of concepts, many more than you are likely to implement. And after ideation is complete, you will need to select which to keep through a process of concept testing. The key areas to test are feasibility. First is feasibility. Do you have the required skill and capabilities for the innovation you are considering? The second is relevance. How appealing is your idea to your target customers? The third is differentiation. How different is your idea? Has your competition already done something similar? Will your new initiative actually stand out and be noticed by your customer? And the fourth is sustainable advantage. If your idea is great success, how easy will it be for others to mimic? How long will it take your competitors to knock it off? And the last is return on investment. How much resource will your idea require? If it does succeed, will the objective meet more than justify the expense? In general, a broad customer network strategy should incorporate 2 tiers of initiative: quick wins and big plays. Okay, and the step 4 is execution. once the core strategies have been selected, for example, we choose collaborate strategy and specific ideas have been ideated and chosen, such as an open competition to develop new variation on your most popular product line. Your organization must begin the execution of your customer network strategy. To do so, we require an interdisciplinary mindset and a broad range of capabilities. First is leveraging capabilities across domains. Customer network strategies will require leveraging capabilities from different domains within your organization. This typically includes customer-facing domains, research and development domains, outbound communication domains, operational domains, strategic leadership domains, social, and the last is strategy leadership domains. And the second step in execution is developing new capabilities within the organization. Customer network strategy may also require the development of new capabilities. This may require the formation of new units or teams within the organization, focus on areas including social media, idea captures, and new media production. Okay, as you begin to execute your customer network strategies, it is essential to have in place a set of metrics to measure the customer response and ultimate impact of your initiative. So this is the last step of the last step is measurement. Whereas the first is translating objective into metrics. Measurement should begin with the key objective which you set for the strategy back in step 1. Whereas your objectives may be very broad, for example, product differentiation or product engagement. Your metrics need to be specific enough to be measured quantitatively. Typically, one objective may be measured with the use of multiple metrics. For example, one of Apple's likely objectives for its application store strategy was to increase the product differentiation of the iPhones during its second year on the market. It's compared with other smartphones like the BlackBerry. And the second is focusing on impact. Overall, it is important to make sure that metrics focus on result and impact, like sales, brand perception, leads generate, reduce customer service costs, and not merely on measuring activity. If the goal of my Starbucks idea.com, for example, is to generate valuable product ideas from customers, then Starbucks should be sure that to measure not just the number of ideas generated, but also the number of ideas that it evaluates and deems worthwhile, the number of ideas that the company implements, and any measure of return of investment on new business generated by this idea. And the last is measuring over time. Good metrics will help you measure your success and return of investment in order to determine whether to continue it, wind it down, or increase your investment in the strategy. Okay. Okay, now the last chapter of this book, creating the customer network focused organization. At the end of the 20th century, most thinking on how organizations should relate to their key constituencies was embodied in the notion of the customer-focused organization. Within academic literature, this concept, also known as customer orientation or market orientation, it was studied to identify the factor most important for organizational success. Ajay Kohli and Bernard Jaworski identify the three key elements of customer-focused organization. First is intelligence generation, is the ability to gather information about customer and use it to identify current needs and anticipate future needs. The second is intelligence dissemination, is the ability to communicate the findings of intelligence generation among a company division. And the last is responsiveness to intelligence, the ability to respond quickly and efficiently to the customer needs uncovered by intelligence generation. These three elements remain important to any organization today, and for their own era, they offer a fairly comprehensive summary of how organization may focus on customers' needs. Okay, from a customer focus to a customer network. Okay. The model of a customer-focused organization arose to suit the reality of customer in an early age. First, we will talk about customer-focused organization. In this model, intelligence is only gathered from customer who remain passive actors. Within the organization, interaction and knowledge sharing are based on periodic broadcasts between company that otherwise go about their business separately, division like sales, marketing, engineering, and so on. Response to customer needs are carried out by the organization with no further input from the customer themselves. All three elements then reflect a model that was created in the age of one-to-one communication, when customers were isolated from each other, unable to coordinate and easily reached by mass media. But now we live in a different age. This age demands a different model for companies, a model of customer network focused organization. In this era, no longer customers are passive bystander in the research, planning, and development of new products and services, or waiting patiently for companies to roll them out to a mass market and trumpet them with best of one-way communication. Customers' networks are more dynamic, interconnected, and able to act independently of the strategy and plan of the business, which are transferred by the internet's many-to-many communication tools or many-to-many communication tools by customers. Okay, this mass market model on the left side figure representing customer focus demonstrate how company and customer interact, where customers are merely acting as a receiver of information from company, or as I explained in the previous slide, customers remain as a passive actor. In contrast with mass market model, in the customer network model on the right side figure, customers actively spread information about many things on the network, on the various communication channels. And as I explained in the previous slide as well, customers in this era are dynamic and interconnected with one another. Okay, here are some case study of companies which are successfully implementing customer network focused organization model. First is Dell. In 2005, facing strong of complaints and inability to reach on it. Then they form a SWAT team to reach all external blogs and forums. Under direction from the top, Dell began building on its blogger outreach program to find new strategy for connecting with customer networks. And in 2007, their teams working in tech support and in community support were pushed into a new communities and conversation division with a mandate to generate new ideas. They say, like Richard Binhammer said, We created it as greenhouse for a whole bunch of quick experiments. Dell IdeaStorm, digitalsnomad.com, and many more. And in 2009, Michael Dell reorganized the company into 4 units based on their key customer markets: customers, consumers, small and mid-sized business, large enterprises, and public sector and government. Like Richard Benhammer said, we wanted to make social media not a special expertise, but part of the world direct business model and how they'll connect with customers. So the benefit for the Dell is uh, Dell has seen many returns on investment for its focus on customer networks, including cost saving in customer service, improved brand reputation and sentiment, and the ability to serve as an early warning system for any business, product, or customer issue that the company may face. The second is SAP, an ecosystem strategy. Another company that has embraced a far-reaching focus on customer network is SAP, the global leader in database and resource management software for business. SAP has chosen to pursue a business strategy focused on collaborating with this ecosystem of developers, service providers, and software and hardware companies. SAP has focused on collaborating with partners, sharing knowledge, and thereby increasing the value of its product and their utility for customers. As a result, customer network strategy has a special place at SAP. Rather than being a subject that is managed by a division like marketing or sales, SAP has created its own standalone division called SAP Global Ecosystem. Global Ecosystem sits parallel to the 4 other divisions of the company, like marketing, sales, product development, and support. This approach can be seen in the many initiatives emerging from global ecosystem, like SAP Community Network and Twitter accounts such as @SAP News, @SAP Network, and @SAP CRM, along with over 200 personal accounts by employees. SAP Global Ecosystem has yielded important benefits in the field in the efficiency of customer service, market insight, and expanding the global reach and speed of SAP Enterprise. Okay, and the third example is Obama 08 community organizer in SIP. In presidential election in 2008, Barack Obama's campaign would rely to an exceptional degree on using the power of new many-to-many communication technologies. The campaign hired Blue State Digital to build web-based tools to deliver on the Democratic National Committee's new 50-state organizing strategy. The Obama campaign was able to use its digital network to quickly identify those grassroots supporters who were already most active in Idaho and use them to coordinate meetings across the state. It was a much more efficient organizing model. To tap into the real power of its network, Obama campaigns would need a custom platform like myBarackObama.com. The campaign had more fans on Facebook, but it was able to raise far more money per capita on its own platform than on any other network. For Obama digital campaigns, all of these goals were placed on an equal level of importance. And the strategy, Obama in presidential election, Obama already got many supporters, volunteers, activists, and donors as well. Okay, customer network focus organization. In each of these cases, Dell, SAP, and the Obama campaign The focus on customer network is central to the overarching strategy and vision of the organization and is supported with leadership from the top. New organization will need to do more than simply generate, disseminate, and respond to market intelligence. Three new critical elements will define the customer network focus organization. The organization will be borderless, collaborative, and purposefully networked. The three elements of the customer network focus organization. First is borderless. For the customer network focus organization, there will be fewer barriers both between the company and its customer and between the company and the other organization it interacts with. The second is collaborative. In the customer network focus organization, interaction with customer is highly collaborative. And the third is pervasively networked. The focus on customer networks will be pervasive throughout the entire organization. It will be incorporated in the culture and practice of every division. Okay, the question is, what would an organization built around these three elements look like? How would a large organization that arrives in the edge of customer network evolve to be borderless, collaborative, and pervasively connected? The details will be vary depending on the industry. Of course, yet they are easy enough to imagine based on trends that are already becoming apparent. Okay, for this slide, explain the new feature of 7 industry: customer focus versus customer network focus. In first industry is fashion. Business were built on the strength of design skill, the ability to manufacture and project an alluring brand image. In a customer network focus organization, fashion company would thrive by connecting customer directly with designer, marketers, and retailers. And in retail industry, in customer focus, they attract customer through a combination of product selection, staff training, ambience, and perhaps a sense of community. But in customer network focus organization, it will need to attract customer to shop in person by building a sense of community that bridge both physical and virtual space. In automotive industry, for customer focus, they include customer in research and then rely on engineering prowess and outsource production to compete with product that could be marketed on a mass scale. And in customer network focus, the customer, be it a single driver or the purchaser of a corporate fleet, will have more insight and input into the entire business process. And in pharmaceutical industry, in customer focus, they focus solely on their proprietary research to develop unique medicine and therapies that can differentiate themselves in clinical trials. While in customer network focus, it will develop effective content, training, guidance, and mobile connection between patient, doctors, and researchers. In media industry, in customer focus, it was based on holding a near monopoly in the mass distribution of content and relied on teams of creators and editors to produce as much content as possible. As much content as possible for as broad an audience as possible. And in customer network focus, it will focus much less on distribution, since that will be much less differentiating in environment that is open to anyone with a blog. And in philanthropy industry, in customer focus, they focus on telling their customer just enough to get alarm about the problems of the world and funneling them into a role as small donor, volunteer, or large donor. And in customer network focus, it will seek to build much more active and informed relationship with supporters and will offer them more ways to contribute. And the last is education. For in customer focus, they focus on the unique values of face-to-face learning and collaboration among students and teachers at the same physical campus. And in customer network focus, educational institution, students will be able to take advantage of the benefits of virtual collaboration and instruction, as well as face-to-face learning. Okay, now why organizations are holding back? While newcomers and startups see opportunities for new business and new relationship with customer, many older organizations see that their familiar ways of doing business are threatened. For established organizations, the rise of customer networks and the uncertainty, disruption, and change they pose brings a great deal of fear. For leaders hoping to thrive in new era of customer network, this may pose serious obstacle to organization change. The first obstacle is a desire for control. Managers see the open nature of social media and hear the voice of customer network, and they are afraid to enter into an environment in which they cannot maintain complete control over the organization, their brand, and what their own employees might say. Another fear holding back many organizations from embracing customer network is a reaction against anything not invented here. In a traditional organization with a clear boundary between company and customer, the expectation is that all innovation, ideas, and value will be created inside the organization. Ideas generated by customer or outside parties are either ignored or seen as threat to their intellectual property. And the third fear preventing many established organizations from embracing customer network is the fear of letting go of all business models or experimenting with new source of revenue. Or simply, we can say that fear of change. Okay, to succeed in building the customer network focused organization, my requires, first of all, new cultural attitudes within the organization, more than the technology or new tech-savvy employees. These cultural qualities will be the key to building an organization focused on customer networks. The cultural traits that organization will need are first is interdisciplinary thinking, trust-based leadership, moderation skill, transparency, responsiveness, and shared values. Okay, that's all my presentation. Thank you very much.